Hello and welcome back to the second and final part of my rocker cover repair video. Today I will be installing a new gasket and fit my newly repaired cover back onto the engine. Please sit back, relax and enjoy.
Nothing too badly about taking these engine covers off, just really got some couple of hoses here that we just need to undo with these spring tension clips. Break the seal on that. Couple up here, these are just breather pipes that I'm taking off here. Yeah, as you can see, real simple. There we go. There we go. All right. They're not going to support any pressure of any kind, just a little bit of positive pressure from the crankcase. So these are actually done up with these hex bolts. So first things first, we take the spark plug cover off. Because we're going to need to undo all the spark plug wires. I really should have bought a magnetic tray out with us. In actual fact, let me go and get one. Things you don't think of. And this is me all the time. I'm always going running backwards and forwards, getting things that I've forgotten. This is probably the same for you guys as well. At home, running backwards and forwards, grabbing magnetic trays and things. So this is just the engine cover, part of it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 goes to there. 4, so yeah, that makes sense. 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay, 1, 3, 4, 2. That's the firing order, by the way. So I'm just shouldn't have to really remove them from here. Yeah, we'll just turn them round a little bit. Then we haven't got to remember where they went. But always good to take a picture. Is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah. Well, like we've got it on video, I suppose.
Well, we've got video evidence. Yeah, it really did go like that. The Haynes manual will probably help you out as well, or any kind of manual should help. As long as you get these things out of the way enough. And obviously the lengths won't allow you to go anywhere else. But always good to have that sort of thing in hand. Right, okay, so we've got this, this is the camshaft sensor right here that we're going to have to get out. So we're going to need a screwdriver for that. And all I'm going to do is push this clip in. Can you see that metal clip in there?
Not quite.
So just down there.
There you go.
That's it.
Cool.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get that in there. Use a proper screwdriver, guys, not one like I'm using here. So we just push that in. That easily unplugs like that. That would just plug straight back in when we go and reinstall it. So just unclip that from these clips here and just move that to one side. And while we're on wires, we've got another one here. This is the crankshaft wire. It runs underneath this air assembly here and runs down the front of the engine here. So we're just going to move that to one side. This is missing its cam belt bolt before I had the car, but even if this was fitted, you shouldn't need to undo it, because you just got this gasket here that just pushes up against it. Doesn't seal anything, it just stops water and any splashing that goes down there. So that's that. So we'll continue undoing all these bolts here. So I'll just get them loosened off for the time being. Because then I can use my screwdriver attachment and whiz them off with my hand a bit easier, hopefully. Now, if I'd really thought this through, what I would have done is painted the tops of these bolts, but I didn't. So I believe, if I remember rightly, these are all the same length. If you're doing a different car to this, probably best to keep them in the same like orientation, or so you know where they come from, because there are some cars would be probably different lengths. I think once we get this fitted, it'll be time for a nice cup of tea.
It's really handy, that magnetic tray, isn't it, to keep things in the right place.
I've got about 5 of them now,
Yeah.
Purely because they are just so useful. The amount of times I've kept things in boxes, run things along the sides, up on the wings, on the scuttle. You move something, you knock them over or whatever, everything goes flying everywhere, which is an all world of hurt. So you can see here, this is the reason why we done the repair in the first place. Well, we've already gone through this in earlier on in the clip. I mean, for us, this is, well, almost a year away. But this would be so nice to have corrected, because you can smell the fumes that this breathes out inside the car, which isn't really very good. Hopefully we'll get better running as well. Because it'll probably be on when you throttle up, this will probably be sucking a little bit of air in, which of course that's going, well, directly into here, into the air intake, where you've got your airflow meter there. So that's unaccounted for air. So what that can do is that can make the engine run lean, and therefore you can lose a little bit of power potentially out of that. Could also give you emissions problems when you actually do the emissions on for the MOT test. I've never had that be the case for me personally, so I think I've been quite lucky there. Right, now they're all undone, simply lift up. And this is where we see that we've installed the thing correctly. So that's that off. Put that down there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and grab some paper towel. I'm just going to give this a bit of a general clean up round here. You can see there's been a bit of leakage where the spark plugs go, but that's really nothing at all. If these were full up with oil, that does become a problem. Because then you've obviously got to undo the spark plugs, and the only place where that oil is going to go is down. It's also conductive, so it can cause you issues if these fill up with oil with your spark plugs. It can short circuit straight to the head, give you a misfire. Anyway, that's enough waffling, let's just get on with it. By the way, this is brake cleaner and paper towel. So what I'm going to do is squirt a bit of brake cleaner onto the paper towel and just really run it along here. Don't really want it perfect. It doesn't need to be. It's stuff like this here you just got to be mindful of. So that's a bit of the old gasket, which is obviously under the pressure cut itself against this sharp edge here. That's the sort of stuff you're looking out for. That's the sort of stuff you need to remove, because that's the sort of stuff that's going to make give you a leak later on down the line. Now there is a little bit of sealant down here, and I think someone must have put that in before. That just helps it seal up on those corners there. You can see a bit there, quite a bit there. Even though this is a second-hand seal on that engine cover, it hasn't actually leaked. Maybe had a bit of a weep, maybe on this side. But as I say, it's not really been a problem. Get rid of that. So it's just going to run. I don't know whether to remove this. No, I'll leave that. Thankfully the top here is actually quite clean. If you're going to be taking this sort of stuff off and leaving it for days, probably a good idea to get a cardboard or something and just cover it loosely over the top here, just to stop any sort of debris from getting in. And obviously just make sure you check it over, make sure there's nothing large in there. The oil filter should take out anything small, you know, sort of dust particles and stuff like that go in there. So, because again, you don't really want that. Got it dirty already. How's that? Right, before I put the main engine cover on, we are going to go for a test run and just check for any oil leaks. Hopefully, if we've done this right, there should be none.
Oh, look at that, look at the sun. Now that is a finish.